I'm Andrea Day from Fox 5 News. Are you exposing yourself to kids online? When we finally got the chance to meet Mark Gettleman face to face, he put his head down and did everything he could to avoid our cameras. How long has this been going on?
Yeah, Ernie, Rosanna, you might think they're going after that small fortune in your gas tank, but there's something else nearby that's worth more than gold.
I'm the last person this guy wants to see.
On my face.
What are you using that thing for?
On my face.
Well, I'll get out of your face, but answer the question.
On my face.
I think you know you're not supposed to be here today, don't you? Is that why you tried to run?
No comment.
Sure, he's not talking now, but just listen to him a few minutes ago.
Yes, hi.
You got a license to be here today?
No, I'm not licensed.
So, would you want somebody to work on your house who didn't have a license in Nassau County?
No.
No. So why would you come here?
I'm not sure what's going on here.
But how much of that pitch can you really believe?
I do tons and tons of bathrooms.
Right.
You're watching contractors trying to lie their way into jobs.
How you do masonry work? What'd you say? You build me a house?
What they don't know is that every word is being captured on hidden cameras. And the guy here, who they think owns the house, actually works for Nassau County Consumer Affairs.
You want the whole house sheetrock, I'm
Correct.
Listen closely, because these guys will say just about anything to get the business, even if it comes to flat-out lying about being licensed.
You're licensed and insured?
Yeah.
Here in Nassau?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But that's not true.
But first, a local couple is sharing their story for the very first time.
One guy walked over to Joanne and put a gun to her head, and the other guy told me to grab the dog or he was going to blow Joanne's head off.
Imagine waking up in the middle of the night to strangers standing over your bed, holding a gun to your head.
He was breathing on me, and he had the gun to the bottom of underneath my ear.
And in the next room, her 21-year-old daughter being tied up, a gun pointed to her, too. A chilling attack that has Joanne Reale still shaking, even sleeping with a bolt on her bedroom door.
His voice will never leave my mind.
Detectives in Nassau County's robbery squad think these are the thugs who crept into the Reale's house that night looking for cash.
Yeah, Derry and Ernie, before we take you on tonight's sting, I want you to meet Brian Pacelli. When you see what happened to him and watch the video that captured it all, you'll understand why cops work so hard to get dangerous trucks off the streets.
So you are Julita Felix. I'm the real Julita Felix.
I sat across from Julita Felix at her home in Brooklyn. Her sister Miriam on the phone with us from Florida.
I have my Social Security, I have my ID, I have my Medicare card.
But just as we were sitting there, someone else had it too. Another woman lying in a hospital bed recovering from major surgery.
That person
That put him on the team's wanted list.
Why are you running from cops?
I didn't run from cops.
Yeah, you did. You took off on your bike.
When?
Just now. Can't even imagine what's happening down by my feet right now.
If I go back to court, I might have to pay a bill.
Sounds like a lot of excuses to me. Why are you here today?
Because I'm working with somebody else's license.
Is that legal to do? Can he work with somebody else's license?
No, it's against the law.
It's against the law. If you don't use pesticides, why do you have pesticides in your truck?
Can you please get away from me, please?
Listen, don't touch the microphone. I just want to find out why you're putting pesticides in your truck.
Talk about it.
Next.
Don't have any suspects, so what are you guys doing to help find the killer?
What about you? Do you have a license?
I have a license in New York in the 5 boroughs.
Great. Does that include Nassau County?
Well, you tell me.
No.
Maybe you recognize his face. If you have any information at all that could help, please call Nassau County Crime Stoppers. That number is 800-244-TIPS. Ernie? Now, we were so emotional through this whole thing, I can just imagine what you felt like seeing all of your work in action.
I just spoke with one of the traders. He told me on a normal day, he goes outside, he smokes 3 cigarettes. Today, he smoked the entire pack along with his friends, and then he crushed it up and gave it to me. Here's what he just told me.
And that's why she says she's calling for an emergency meeting tomorrow morning with the police commissioner and the bar owners to try to come up with a plan.
Can you tell me what you have those for? Aren't you supposed to be on probation? Is that what you should be doing drugs while you're on probation?
Who allegedly busted out of prison by seducing a guard. Of all things, that's a wild case. When you finally caught up with her, she talked. What did she say?
Did you just offer that girl money for sex?
No,
you didn't. You're not trying to do that? Why do you think you're in cuffs tonight?
you got the wrong man.
Got the wrong man, huh?
Yeah, Rosanna and Ernie, these are guys on the run from cops, so you can just imagine how stunned they are. The target of the sting, believe it or not, a grandfather.
He's going toward the other side, Brian. Oh! Get
Get him, there he is!
That gunshot you just heard was real, and we're right behind cops while they chase down a guy on the run.
Somebody go on the dead end side.
Let me get a peninsula out here. Let me get a peninsula.
A wild chase from choppers to police dogs. We'll show you how it ends, but first, here's how it all starts.
Okay, there's a deal going down right now.
In tonight's Operation Gotcha, we're out with the Hempstead Investigative Unit, and we're secretly watching a group of guys from across the street. Detectives say this is the heart of an illegal drugstore.
They're selling marijuana, crack, heroin.
It's like a shopping center out here.
And all you have to do is drive up.
Right in the middle of the street, and they pull right up to them, and they run up, and it's the deal's over in less than 15 seconds.
It all goes down in the middle of the day, right next to little kids and a nearby school.
They shouldn't have to cross the street to stay away from the drug dealer.
We even caught these brazen dealers rolling what looks like bags of weed right out in the open for anyone to see.
Okay, guys, we have a blue Infinity. Guy just did a deal.
We watch deals go down with guys on bikes, motorcycles, men, women. Investigators say if you've got the cash, these dealers have the drugs.
Okay, guys, we got a female white just pulled up in a nice white vehicle.
Steve, this might be him right on the right.
So cops don't blow their cover. Buyers will be busted blocks away from where the deals are going down.
And we have another on the hook.
We're hidden inside an empty apartment with a surveillance team until detectives move in to take down the dealers.
Selling drugs over there?
What corner?
Over there on the street. You know what you were doing.
He's been one of our main people out here for a good part of the day.
Can you tell me what you guys are doing out there?
My business, that's what I was doing.
He had one extra bag of weed, 10 pills of ecstasy, a bag of crack, and his 50 pieces of Xanax, and he also had a gravity knife on him.
Investigators spend a lot of time here trying to clean this place up, but it's not easy.
It's extremely violent, the drug trade.
It's a joke. It's a joke. They're right back here, and they get back here before I get off.
And he's not kidding. Just days after we get all of this on tape, we come back to find it's still going on.
It's amazing. You know, you would think it was legal, the way they set up shop out there.
But this time they send an undercover cop in to buy drugs.
All right, you guys can come up behind us, Tommy. John's getting ready to jump onto the block.
The sale goes down, and that's when it gets really crazy.
They're running. Come on up, guys. They're running. They're going to Peninsula, guys. We got two. One's going behind the building over the fence.
And just take a look at this guy jump to get away. Watch again. He almost flies over it. The team goes after him and another guy they say sold to the undercover officer.
He's back southbound on Peninsula.
The search goes into the woods, and it looks like he gets away.
Well, you last saw him going down Tyler towards the high school. I lost him.
But minutes later, we spot him, and the chase is back on.
He's going toward the other side, Brian. Oh! Get him! There he is! There he is!
Unbelievably, he winds up scaling this barbed wire fence, and he hides inside.
Rito's saying he was out on the side, so he might still be in it somewhere.
That's when cops send up the chopper and go inside with the police dog. It doesn't take long before the dog finds what he's searching for. He's just 18 years old, and cops say he's loaded with evidence.
What were you doing out there? Were you selling drugs? No? Then what's all this stuff in your pockets?
What bought that?
But even after the gunshots, the big chase, the chopper, and all the bust, investigators say they'll have to keep the pressure on until this brazen drugstore is finally out of business.
We're going to keep coming. That's what we do.
Ernie and Derry, if you don't believe there's a big reason why you meet certain people in your life at certain times, this story could change your mind.
To call it a miracle is shortchanging it.
Yeah.
Because it's so much bigger than that. You can't call it a coincidence because there were too many things aligned.
A coincidence or stars lining up just right. Whatever you call it, it brought strangers together, changed one man's life, and helped heal a family's incredible pain.
You know we love you.
Ciao, Vito.
Two families from two different worlds, now sharing a bond that can't be broken.
You have a part of my son, and him is still alive. When I see Sal, it's like I touch my son.
It's a chance connection and an unbelievable match that makes this story so extraordinary. And it all begins right here at the salon in Plainview. Vincenza and Angela had never met until they each got hired at the salon. Angela doing color and Vincenza styling hair. But Vincenza's life at home wasn't easy. Her brother Sal was struggling to hold on. Both kidneys failed and he was desperate for a transplant.
At just 19 years old, his life seemed to be over.
Everything just went downhill. So then they knew there was a problem. Everything was going.
But like thousands of people in the United States, Sal was just one name on a waiting list.
You always live with that hope every day, saying, you know, maybe there'll be a kidney.
And then came news that shattered Angela. Her healthy 27-year-old brother Vincent collapsed playing softball. A massive heart attack.
They tried very, very, very hard to get my brother back. They tried extremely hard.
Vincent was rushed to Winthrop University Hospital in Mineola. But his heart was fatally damaged, and doctors found no sign of activity in his brain. His family made the enormous decision to donate his organs, and Angela immediately thought of Vincenza.
When I said it to her, we were both so emotional. You know, she was crying because her brother was getting, you know, a chance at a new life. I was crying because I was losing my brother.
A tragedy that brought the families together for the very first time.
It was hard when we first met because I didn't know what to say to her, and instead she wound up coming up to me and hugging me and comforting me.
That he was able to do that. That was a gift he gave. And I'm happy he could do it.
But doctors warned both sides that it might not work out.
Understand it's a 1 in a million chance that there's going to be a match because they're not relatives.
But the families held out hope that this terrible loss would end up saving Sal.
By 9 o'clock that night, we were getting a phone call saying he's getting the organ. They were a perfect match.
It slid right into place.
Like it was a piece of the puzzle that was missing. And it started working the second they made the last connection.
The remarkable thing here is that it's a 100% match, and that's distinctly unlikely.
It was definitely meant to be.
And so is this. Angela and Vincenza are now like sisters. Sal is like a son to Lori and Rocco.
He saved his life, but there's still a part of my son is still alive.
Part of him lives. That's the good thing. We look at Sal and we see the future that he has ahead of him now and the normal life that he can lead.
And Sal has much, much more than a new lease on life.
You got 2 dads and 2 moms.
That's right.
Every night before I go to bed, I tell Vincent, you know, thank you for everything you did.
I know that my brother still continues on, and I see it in her brother all the time.